Happy National Nutrition Month. Well, today I'm really excited to again feature a 15-minute lunch with me. And the reason that this lunch is very exciting is because we made sushi rolls. We're going to make avocado toast with Mexican street corn on top. And all of that is really, really great. But we today are going to make a sandwich. And sometimes sandwiches kind of take the back seat, but I'm going to show you a way to make a sandwich super exciting and super fast. Now, today it's got a Mediterranean theme. And what could be better than Mediterranean food on a sandwich? So I'm just going to begin by preparing I'm holding my bread, but I really want to prepare the vegetables first. And to begin with, we're going to start with our spinach. Spinach is a great source of iron and calcium, although the oxalates in spinach sometimes negate some of the bioavailability of the calcium. But we're going to cook the spinach, which is going to help and make it super delicious. I'll show you some great flavors we're going to add to it in a minute. The other thing I'm going to add to the spinach that I want kind of tender on our sandwich is red pepper. I love the color, I love the sweet flavor, and I love getting a little extra vitamin C. Now, you might notice the way I'm cutting downward on the red pepper. This is a great way to cut away the majority of that white pithiness on the inside. If by chance you get a little bit, you can easily cut it away by using your knife and shaving away from you. Then simply cut some strips about anywhere between a quarter and a half inch. And 4 should be more than enough for our sandwich here today. Add those strips right on top. You'll be amazed at how easily this cooks in the microwave. I'm going to add, if you're wondering what this is a little pre-measured water, about a tablespoon here. Add that in. Top it with a piece of plastic wrap, which will capture the steam as this cooks, and will make our vegetables nice and tender, really lickety split. So now, if you have a strong microwave, you may want to cook this as short as 30 seconds. If you have a very intense microwave, it may be a minute. Or pardon me, if you have a very intense microwave, you might want to cook it as short as 30 seconds. But if your microwave is not so intense, maybe a minute, maybe up to 2 minutes. My microwave works best for this dish at just at a minute. So there we go. That's cooking. In the meantime, I can prepare the rest of the sandwich, starting with the bread. First, cutting it in half. I'm using a serrated blade, perfect for cutting bread. And I'm going to top each half of the sandwich with a teaspoon of olive oil. So we're going to save saturated fat when it comes to adding cheese because we're going to use a low-fat version. But I'm going to add a healthy fat from the olive oil. This is going to add some beautiful flavor and, like I said, a great healthy fat that's just going to be perfect with this Mediterranean theme. So 1 teaspoon of oil to each half, and just to show you how easily this teaspoon covers, because sometimes you don't realize how far a teaspoon goes, but you can just simply kind of drizzle that around. We're going to pop this in the oven, so it's going to get real toasty, and this is going to bring out some of that delicious flavor. All right, and the spinach is done. A lot of people ask me, what's the best way to cook my vegetables? And eating vegetables, period, is the key. So however you enjoy cooking your vegetables, please go for it. But the best way to retain the nutrition and, again, cook your vegetables lickety split is in the microwave. So again, this was just 1 minute on the microwave. And be careful as you remove the plastic wrap. You can see the steam just coming forward from our spinach and peppers. Let me show you this gorgeous. It is actually quite hot, but take a look. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Now simply remove the peppers because we'll add those to our sandwich in just a minute. And oh, they're a little hot, but okay. And the second thing I'm going to do is with my fork, hold the spinach up and drain off that water. Yeah, a few of the nutrients will be lost in the water, but I don't want a soggy sandwich. I love the flavor of spinach. I love the color it adds, but I do not want that extra liquid. Once the water is removed, now I can add some really fantastic flavors, starting with garlic powder. A lot of chefs I know use garlic powder, so I don't feel like I'm in a bad circle by using garlic powder. But I've had people ask me, Libby, don't you feel like you're cheating by using garlic powder? Absolutely not. One, because my chef friends use it, but simply it's dehydrated garlic and a great way to bypass extra sodium. The second thing I'm going to add are red pepper flakes. And if you know me, I'm all about the spice. So I like it pretty spicy. You may not, but I do. And once you've got the garlic and the pepper, just kind of mix that together with a fork. And now you're ready to assemble the sandwich. I'm going to start with the bottom half only because it makes most sense to me. And simply pile on the spinach. The recipe calls for a cup of spinach, which is about what we started with. I always try to overdo it. I love spinach, and I think this is it's tough to say which flavor is the crowning glory for this sandwich, but spinach is right up there. So once you've got the spinach on the bread, this is a good time to add the Kalamata olives. Now, I was really lucky. I found the Kalamatas pre-pitted and sliced. So, and they were less expensive than the whole Kalamata. So something like the equivalent of 3 olives is perfect for this sandwich. Add the peppers. I can squeeze on that 3rd pepper right there. Now it's kind of looking awfully red in a good way. But I'm going to change that. We've got the green, the red. Now we're going to add the white mozzarella, perfect for the Italian flag, right? And totally Mediterranean by adding the low-fat mozzarella. So you'll be surprised at how far a 1/4 cup of mozzarella pre-shredded goes. And simply in the palm of my hand, I can pile it onto the sandwich about like so. And I'm losing a little bit, but that's okay. I'll add it in just one moment. Now, in the meantime, I have a piece of parchment paper and a tray. This is pre-cut, so it's ready to go with the sandwich. If you have trouble with your parchment paper rolling on you, just take a little bit of water and dot it on the tray. So then when you put the parchment paper down, it sticks and holds in place. All right, I'm just going to set that here for now and transfer this bottom half of the sandwich over. Of course, getting a little bit of that mozzarella off the cutting board and onto the sandwich. Now I want to get this in the oven immediately because I want this mozzarella to get nice and melty. And just for right now, I'm going to toss in the top part of the sandwich so it too gets toasty. Okay, now, in the meantime, we have just a couple more ingredients for our sandwich. We've got the calamatas, the spinach, the red pepper, and the low-fat mozzarella cheese. Like I said, great way to avoid saturated fat, keep the focus on the Mediterranean flavors of vegetables, the garlic powder, of course, the red pepper flakes, and the Kalamata olives. Just really a scrumptious combo. But it does need a couple more things. I realized my tomato is right over here. So like I said, it needs a tomato, almost a quintessential ingredient. And you might notice I reached for the serrated knife again to cut the tomato. We don't think of a tomato as having a hard skin, but it does. And a serrated blade is a great way to cut right through. So simply, you're going to cut a couple slices, enough to top off our sandwich. And I've got 3 right there, so that's going to be beautiful. And basil, right? Gotta have basil. Now, I could have also used oregano or even mint works really well with this sandwich. I know that sounds a little different, and I guarantee it is, but it's delicious. Basil truly is my favorite. So I'm gonna get maybe 1, 2, 3. Let's go for 4. 4 leaves here. I love basil because this time of year, and especially with the year that we've had, we're all looking for ways to stay healthy, stay strong, and one of the best ways to do that is with antioxidants. Now, of course, we're getting great antioxidants from the vegetables we've already included on the sandwich: spinach, the peppers, tomatoes, but basil, all of the herbs are really jam packed with antioxidants, and you don't have to eat a whole lot of the herb in order to get them and get the benefits. So, basil not only tastes fabulous, but it's a great way to add just a few more antioxidants to your sandwich. All right, we're really ready to go. I'm going to pull, well, first I got to check the sandwich, but I did promise you that we would wrap this up in 15 minutes, and 15 minutes it will be. So let's take a look here. Ooh, it's looking so good. I'm going to step up here. You can see that the bread is getting a little toasty right down here, and our cheese is getting melty. I would have liked it a little more bubbly, but for the sake of time, let's go ahead and put our sandwich together so you can see the final product. Well, I wish you could taste it. Maybe you're cooking along with me. I hope so. Would love to know what you think. Of course, you're going to love it. All right, so get our tomatoes onto the sandwich. I don't think I can logistically, no, I did. I got the 3rd slice on there. Got the tomatoes and of course the beautiful basil. I just can't wait. So if you like the flavors of Mediterranean food, you are going to love this sandwich. I loaded it up with basil. Pop on the top and voila, you are ready to go. Let's take a little closer look at that. Ooh, I cannot wait to bite into it. Why wait, huh? Mmm. Mmm. Oh my God. I knew I was risking it. Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's so good. Let me show you what this looks like as a really well-rounded lunch. We pulled it off. We made our sandwich in less than 15 minutes, and you can easily have a complete lunch. I threw in an orange, one of those small little oranges that are so tasty, some celery sticks, but you could have easily chosen to cut up the rest of the red pepper, have pepper sticks or carrot sticks, and the kale is just for fun. I'm going to use that later in a salad. Anyway, bon appetito. And tune in next week when I'll be making chana masala with vegetables, just in time for Holi, the festival of light, spring, and love.